Hello, this is Tom for Tabletop Tap Room. We have Wizards of the Coast in the news again. Apparently, they are not done alienating their fans, except this time they're doing it in a foreign country. So, maybe the firestorm over this won't be all that big because that's some other country, some other people we don't know. Do we care? Who knows? It's like there is an executive at WotC, and their position is the vice president in charge of alienating our customer base. Well, get that executive a bonus because they're killing it. And they're killing it in Brazil right now. But before I get too deep, let me just say thank you for watching the video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. And don't forget that like, subscribe, and bell icon. Let's do a share screen. Hasbro's decision sparks outrage. Well, there we go. Who put Hasbro in charge? Hasbro's decision sparks outrage among Brazilian D&D players. Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro's decision to end support for the Portuguese translation of Dungeons & Dragons has caused disappointment and betrayal among Brazilian players, leading to accusations of prioritizing profit over community. Here's my first takeaway on that. Prioritizing profit over community. Well, hello, Brazil. Thank you for waking up and joining the party. We knew this last year during the OGL. Apparently, the OGL the fiasco didn't penetrate as deep into Brazil as it did for the rest of us. But you're a little late to the party, like Die Hard. Welcome to the party, pal. It's not funny. I get the outrage of Portuguese speakers over this. And it's not just that they're cutting the print media, they're cutting the translation. There won't be anything translated into Portuguese. And it's not just Dungeons and Dragons, it's Magic the Gathering as well, reportedly. And so Brazilian fans have flooded Wizards' social media, so much so that Wizards has had to shut down comments on some posts because of the outrage and the flood of outrage from fans. Now, the other takeaway I have from this is that it's listed as Hasbro's decision. Now, I'm not privy to communications between the Wizards Corporation and Hasbro, but we've seen a lot of Hasbro being in, having their fingers in the past year's controversies. And, well, yeah, I just find it interesting that it's Hasbro's decision, and then at other places, it's Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro's decision. Well, one of those supersedes the other, so it's really just Hasbro's decision. And it's got to make you wonder, what is going on? What is the master plan at Hasbro? Does anybody know? Come on, bro. What are you trying to do? It's like somebody said, let's see if we can do the textbook case for how to destroy your brand. Because this is what we see going on. Now, I know they think they got a plan. They're going to make a lot of money. And part of my question on that is, it's always been the case that you had to spend money to make money. I'm going to just make money. I'm opening a business, but I'm not going to pay for a sign. Yeah, that's wasted money. I'm not paying for a sign. No, you pay for a sign. It lets people know, hey, we're open. We're for business. We're open for business. Here we are. Here, right here. This is where my business is. I got a big sign that lets you know, hey, open for business. You got to spend money to make money. It's like, no, we're under monetized, so we're going to cut all our overhead. Let's cut employees who write the material that we sell. Okay, I guess. And now we're going to stop print media. We're not going to sell any print media. There won't be anything out there. And so we're going to go strictly digital. And we want no overhead. We want, I don't see how this is going to work. I think if they had been smart, they could have just said, we've got all of this in place and it makes X amount of money. Let's just add the digital side. And if that takes off gangbusters, we can cut that other stuff afterwards. But no, they're like, no, let's smash the golden eggs that the goose has laid that has enriched us all these years. And maybe this new goose, this digital goose will, you know, shit out platinum eggs. I don't know. It's I don't get it. I don't get it. I understand that they're doing a balanced book of we could make more money this way, but you're not making money that way. Meanwhile, you're cutting all the other ways that you make money. Cutting cost. Well, those costs make you money. Unless you're losing money in Portugal, in Brazil, and if you're losing money in Brazil, what are you doing wrong? I mean, you were making money selling books in English. You should be making money selling books in Portuguese and Spanish. What I think's going on here is that they just thought we could quietly, we're going to cut all the languages, but we'll start with one and it'll go unnoticed. We'll go with a minor language like Portuguese, because Portuguese, more people speak Spanish. It's more countries people speak. We'll go with Portuguese. It's big mistake, big mistake because D&D is big in Brazil. In fact, let's do that share screen again. You see up in this corner, there is this screenshot from the D&D commercial. That D&D commercial was done in Brazil by a car manufacturer. A car manufacturer. Some things are like mainstream. Cars are mainstream. Dungeons and Dragons is not mainstream here in America. We don't get Super Bowl ads for Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. Wish that we did. I'd motivate me to watch the Super Bowl more. But we get car commercials. We get beer commercials for the Super Bowl. We don't get D&D commercials. In Brazil, a car manufacturer said we can make money. We're going to get return on our advertising investment if we do a commercial marketing to the D&D players here in the country. That's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. That D&D's big enough that something so mainstream like an auto manufacturer would consider that they're going to make money marketing to D&D players. Wow. Absolutely wow. And that commercial, that was not some hokey, you know, owner of one little dealership doing a commercial. That was professionally done. And I mean, it was just absolutely awesome. And I mean, people in other countries were like watching that. You don't even have to speak Portuguese. You watch it, the storytelling's spot on. The casting was spot on. It was just cool. And I loved watching it. I watched it multiple times. It was wicked cool. You have something that should have told you D&D is big in Brazil. Don't start this crap with Brazil. Start it with French. Piss off the French first. Don't, but no, they've sparked outrage in Brazil, and they should have known better. Anybody who was thinking could have looked at that and said, "Yeah, maybe not Brazil." They're the ones that did that commercial. D&D might be big there if car manufacturers think that the market's big enough for them to sell more cars if they court the D&D market. Yeah, there's no Dungeons and Dragons car commercial in French. Go piss off the French first. Nobody will notice. Nope, they did Brazil, and it's being noticed. It's it's sparking outrage. Now, when there was enough outrage over the OGL, they backed off. So it'll be interesting to watch how much outrage comes out of Brazil. It's also going to be interesting to watch that since they're not trying to convert the Brazilian market to digital, to microtransactions, that they're willing to leave the money on the table. Nope, we don't want that money. Leave it on the table. Somebody might pick that money up. Uh, I mean, how long till somebody like Kelsey does a Kickstarter for a Shadow Dark translation into Portuguese? And really, seriously, if you do a crowdfunding and it doesn't fund, then there's no harm, no foul. You don't lose any money. But if you set up the Kickstarter right and it funds, then you can make money. You don't want to lose your shirt, but and being the first wedge into the market in Brazil would could mean serious implications for your company. That if all of the Brazilian D&D players are so outraged, and Shadow Dark's such a great fusion of 5e and OSR values, I think that Shadow Dark is something like Shadow Dark, any number of other ones just as well. I- What's important is that you're the first one in the market and you open the door and you get pride of place because you were the first. So that'll be interesting to see who does that, or if a third party publishing market organically rises up out of Brazil. You know, who knows? We might start getting English translations of Brazilian products being sold, being marketed to us here. And boy, that would be fascinating. So who knows where this is going to go? But clearly, Wizards is doing a good job of alienating their fans and leaving money on the table. It's amazing to me that, oh, we're going to completely change our paradigm for selling. But the first step is to cut all the money we're making, offend the fans, and cut all the money we're making, and at some point in the future we'll start doing it a different. I don't see how this is going to go well. The future for Dungeons and Dragons and Wizards does not look bright to me. And this is just the going to be the textbook study in how to destroy your brand, how to alienate your fans. And we're going to people will write books about this. They'll write chapters and books about this, and for business for sure. And yeah, this I think this is going to be amazing to watch. Through 2024, um, it's still the same pattern as 2023. Every couple of months, Wizards steps in a big pile of doo doo. Good job, Wizards. Good job, Wizards. So this is Tom for Tabletop Tap Room with your stupid and gaming game report. I'm absolutely amazed that they're willing to leave money on the table. They're under monetized and yet they're leaving money on the table. Who is going to pick up that money? Who's going to pick up that business? That's what I'm interested in. So thanks for watching the video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. Don't forget that like, subscribe, and bell icon. Keep on gaming, but I have a suspicion you're not going to be gaming. You're not going to be playing D&D in Portuguese real soon here.